Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
I've been to every city in Mexico. Came across an unclaimed piece of meat in Baja. Turned out to be Rosie. Guess he picked a knife fight with somebody better.
She's going to be a big girl.
I woke up yesterday morning with a spring in my step.
Start later, please.
I could never know what the day was.
Fast forward, Ed.
Listen up, the ratings just came in for last month. We are number one. We just grabbed every key demographic.
Super duper, gang. Yeah. Super duper. That's nice. Way to go. Neato, gang.
Yes.
Boy, that is good news.
It is the 24th day of January 2025. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to your Power Trip Morning Show. Waking up cold, but getting warmer on a Friday. My name is Chris Hockey, and I'm happy to have you coming on into the show. We got John Kriesel looking at him right now, that pretty man. He's sitting right there. We got Martin Moistu, no, absolutely. Mark Parrish will come in. We got Marty Galarnar and a cast of thousands, including a very special Minnesota Twins guest. More on that in a moment, but right now, here's Fortune Feimster. It's comedy on the Power Trip Morning Show on a Friday. Come on in. I am glad you are here.
I don't know if my parents should be driving anymore. When do I have to have that talk with them to tell them they can't drive? Now, I know with my grandmother, what happened with her is she was driving one day and she was just chatting away. And then all of a sudden, she went across 4 lanes of traffic. And we said, well, Nana, that's that. She said, I didn't even realize I was driving. We're going to need those keys. We're getting closer with my mom. I can feel it. She called me up and just very casually said, hey, I just drove off a cliff. What? I was driving. I heard you. I just don't understand what you're telling me. And then she said one of the greatest things I have ever heard. She said, it was bound to happen one of these days. Well, Ginger, that's that. We're going to need those keys.
I love watching car showing you.
Finish line is waiting. Fate is on your side. You hear the distant thunder. There's lightning in your stride.
All right, it's Friday morning, January 24th of 2025. This is the Power Trip Morning Show. My name is Corey Cove. That's Chris Hockey. That's Meat Sauce Paul Lambert. There's Zachary Halverson and the gentleman John Kriesel. We made it to the end of Friday. We made it to the end of the week. So I guess it's not the end of Friday yet. I wish it was.
A little premature there. You already want me gone? Hey, thanks, Chris.
No, it sounds like I'm going to see you in about, I don't know, like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Where are you guys going?
We got password today.
Is that right?
Now, Zach, I'm going to assume you know the teams. Are we allowed to know the teams or not? Is that public information or not? Because Kriesel and I don't know. It's not on the internet yet.
It definitely is on the internet.
What? We looked.
KFAN.com/watch. What? Yeah.
Put your ass on the prize.
Pretty,
man.
Pretty simple.
I don't follow KFAN.com/watch.
Well, Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee normally tweets it or posts
Well,
it.
he didn't.
What?
Unacceptable.
Why? So then you could go maybe to the thing where you could watch it every week.
He hates it. Hi.
And then you would see program password, and then I'm not even going to tell you.
And it would show, of course, Kriesel and I on the same team.
Yeah, it does. It does. Take a look at it.
Let's see.
That's what I would like to see. I would like to see myself teamed up with you.
Live streams. Yeah, the 558th Initials game featuring Ryan Jeffers. That's coming up at 8:05 a.m.
Are you joking?
No, I'm not. It's right here on the screen, and then it's scheduled for 1:30.
Yes.
Program password.
Me and Kries.
Common will be Corey Cove, John Kriesel, not necessarily in that order.
LeBron James.
Whoa.
Is LeBron James?
Common and Corey Cove against Lil B and I.
Oh.
Well, now we're
I was hoping to get matched up with Corey.
Well, same, but now that you're on the other side, now I hope you go back to the war.
Wow.
I hope you get.
LeBron James.
terminal STD, also known as AIDS.
Chris, how many are there?
How many
terminal STDs are there? How many of those did you dodge in the 80s and 90s and 2000s? What is this, Cool 108?
How many did you catch in a terminal?
Well said, Zachary.
$130,000.
I never saw the movie The Terminal, by the way, with Tom Hanks.
It's good.
I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I don't know. It just looked boring.
That guy died like
the guy they based
an
off of?
STD.
Yeah, in the airport, by the way. I shouldn't laugh, but yeah. If you're unfamiliar with what The Terminal is about, I'm also unfamiliar, but if I recall correctly, it was an Iranian national who got stuck in I can't remember what airport in European.
Terminal 2 at MSP.
It was in Europe, I think, but
I thought it was New York.
There's no Sky Club there.
It was Charles de Gaulle. It was Charles de Gaulle in Paris.
And
he had
Charles. Yeah.
Charles? Basically,
Charles?
The guy in charge?
Could you just call him Charles?
Charles de Gaulle. Charles de Gaulle.
You don't need to be. He's coming in wearing a beret next time.
Charles de Gaulle of my lives.
But he got there as an Iranian refugee, and then nobody would let them into their country, so he literally had to live at the airport for upwards of 3 decades.
I mean, at some point, he didn't have to have a Dido in his bag, did he?
Yeah.
No.
I did for 24 hours, and it was hell.
Imagine adding
Why are you winking?
decades to that.
He said purse.
Yeah.
So
I like your blouse today, Hawk.
Thank you. I like the way you smile.
Thank you.
Jesus.
It's sideways.
Great movie.
I like your sideways smile.
Oh, well, that's kind of you.
I know. Oh, no. I know. Yep, Twins catcher Ryan Jeffers on the show in a couple of hours. He'll make his Power Trip debut about 7:30-ish or so, and then play initials at 8:15.
No, that's Randy.
Oh.
Never met him. I don't even think I've ever heard him. But our guy Mitch at the Twins says that Ryan Jeffers. Well, I'm just saying, like in interviews and stuff. I don't really watch.
Heard. I thought you said.
No, I've never heard him either.
I hope not.
But I believe he won the Media Good Guy Award.
Yeah.
So I believe the media likes him because he's nice and available.
Him. I have a question too that you guys could hopefully ask him. How excited is he for the ownership change? See if he answers that.
Well, we could ask him. Like variations of that question. I doubt he's going to be like, the Pohlads suck. I can't wait for them to be gone. Right?
Like we do?
Right. I don't think he's going to say that. They've paid him a lot of money.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
wonder how much
Barrero asked Baldelli that, basically.
Did he?
Yeah.
How did he word it? And then what did Baldelli say?
I don't know how he worded it, but Baldelli's answer was basically like he praised the Pohlads, and their comeback on yesterday's show was like, well, what's he supposed to do?
Right. No, of course. Yeah, I don't blame him. It did honestly sound, though, like he was talking about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, though. Who,
how great thou art.
Yeah, it was. I was like, oh, okay. Because I know that Rocco gets it. I'm guessing. I mean, like before, like in my first marriage, if people are like, how are things at the house? I'd be like, everything is so great. I can't even explain it. Yeah. So I'm hoping that's what it was. Otherwise, he's insane.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could ask him, like, unlike the movie Major League, does ownership affect the players at all?
It has to. Last year.
But I wonder how it does. I think we all think it does, but I wonder if it does.
Does it affect radio shows?
Well said.
Yeah, well said.
And I was going to say that without saying it because I am very happy to be a guest on the show every week.
Welcome aboard.
But that absolutely, if you're in a company and you're being overworked, or in their sense, like, hey, we're close to making a little run here. The year before, they were very close to making a little run. We just need one or two pieces. And then the ownership says, no, we're going to take away pieces from what you already have.
Oh, my God, that is so similar.
Yeah. Except, like, in this scenario, you would have won the World Series by a lot. And then they still took pieces away.
True. True.
We're like, man, that's exactly what we asked you to do. In fact, way more than we wanted you to do. But
and I said, too,
ain't good enough.
I was getting rid of my ticket share if they kept being owners. they've announced a sale, and it sounds like hopefully by opening day, hopefully, but at least they're moving towards it, and it sounds like they're not just exploring it and then they're going to hold on to the team for years.
Yeah, this is
so
real.
I renewed because I have hope, and I love the Twins. I just can't stand
I love
those.
baseball, man.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yes, in the summer, Chris. Like
I know what I'm saying.
Sitting in the sun with a cold ass beer where it just hurts going down your esophagus.
Yeah.
Refreshing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Summer's almost here, you guys.
Yeah.
Chris, when was Alex born?
1994.
Yeah, Ryan Jeffers born June 3rd, 1997.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's been...
Does that happen all the time to you now?
It's just the weirdest thing, man.
Yeah.
Well, think about this. People born in 2004, January 2004,
Can
are
drink.
old enough to drink.
Think about that.
That's insane.
That's
How
insane.
great
That's-
thou art.
One thing that's been very...
I'm making my peace with the Lord.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is your Lieutenant Dan moment?
I heard some things yesterday, and I figure I should, just from hearing stories, I should get right with the Lord.
Oh, yesterday's story got
sure.
ya?
Yeah.
Now, hang on. You promised him that the
I
first
didn't
segment
say-
today you weren't
I
going to
didn't
just
say.
unleash hell.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I will say I'm a lot less affected by that because I was an Army infantryman, so I've been around some of my
Sean
friends.
was basically like, yeah?
Yeah, that was honestly a Tuesday evening because some of the things I've seen off duty with my buddies, you got to be a certain kind of weird to want to be an infantryman. Yeah. When some guys go to Walmart to pick up supplies and they come back and you find out that they were throwing the boots to a gal on the trunk of her car in the Walmart parking lot.
Well, that's no biggie.
No big deal.
That happens to Hawk all the time.
I just wonder how it gets to that point, and we never found out.
I'd also like to see her topless.
But yeah. But yeah, that Tommy one was yeah. How about those Vikes, though, huh?
How about those Vikes?
I was going to say. I mean, your band of brothers is a whole different thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to go hardcore sports, but speaking of not liking your ownership group or your bosses, how about the 180 in Florida?
How about that?
Liam Cohen from the Buccaneers.
Oh, yes.
Was basically the guy in Jacksonville, but then pulled himself from consideration.
Ooh.
Trent Baalke gets fired because
nobody likes it.
Everything was circulating that nobody wanted to work with him. So they fire him. Cohen goes back to the Buccaneers. I think, gets a big new deal, and he's the highest paid coordinator in the league. And now he is agreeing to become the Jags coach. Literally just didn't want to work with Trent Baalke. Yeah, I'll take this job, but I don't really want to work with you. So I'm going back to Tampa Bay.
And Bucks Nation is upset. They think that they wanted him as their head coach.
Weren't they going to make him the highest paid coordinator?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Which I'm kind of surprised Detroit didn't do with Ben Johnson.
Yeah, they couldn't pay Ben Johnson enough. Though.
Right. But I don't know. His personality, I don't know if he's going to be a great head coach. Like, you have to have
He's got the quarterback, though.
I don't think Dan Campbell has a ton of X's and O's knowledge, but he's a good leader of men. And you can, and then you see some of the guys that do have great X's and O's, and they might not be good leaders of men. So it's kind of it's a weird dynamic. But that Buccaneers situation, reading about that,
incredible.
Wow.
Sauce, do you believe the Pied Piper was a good leader of men?
I think this is a trick question. Didn't the Pied Piper lead children out of town?
You tell me.
Yes. Right?
So do you believe he's a good leader of men?
I think he's a good leader of children.
What about Rats?
Was it Rats? Who loves the band Rat?
Well, Zach just put his hand up. So Zach and Chris.
Round and round.
Yeah, man.
Okay, great. Now we have to pay money.
Dance. We're back for more. Lay it down.
Was RAD an acronym too?
Yeah. Stood for Randy and Tommy Tickle.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of shaver references.
You said you weren't going to say anything. You promised him.
Yeah. And
Different time.
Oh, a different Tommy.
Yeah. If Tommy's got a tickle, he should go get a shot.
Yeah.
Probably fair.
Yeah. I'm sure
They should give him the works.
Go to the red door, as my dad called it. He said you just show up at the red door and they would give you whatever medication to cure whatever you had. Dude was allergic to. He gave me such good advice, like street smart advice, except he bragged about having every STD under the sun.
Jeez.
And he said at one point then they had to switch to like an appointment system. And he said, if you don't give me the medicine, I will spread this son of a bitch around town.
Yep.
And they were like, all right, Mr. Kriesel, here you go.
Yeah.
Thank you for your honesty.
They didn't call him Mr. Kriesel.
No. They called him Mr. Bumps, probably.
Oh.
Nothing a shot can't cure.
That's true. He never had any of the permanent ones. So he says.
He was a menace to society. If he actually at one point said, I'm going to spread this all over town unless you give me these meds.
I like
That's
it.
a threat.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That's
so give me my meds.
That's a serious threat.
I would call it a bargaining chip.
Is MUFF something we can say on air?
Depends on like if you messed up with a punt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So his catchphrase was "No messed up punt, too tough."
Yeah. Wow.
That was his motto.
William Shakespeare.
If he let us put him in the
Is that
ground
on his tombstone?
He wanted his ashes spread wherever, he said. So, but if he had a tombstone,
that's what it would have said.
That is what I would have put on there because I would have been paying for it. So,
yeah,
messed up. No,
pretty odd brand though that he wants his ashes spread everywhere.
Yeah, true. Good point. I didn't think about that. All over town.
Your dad and Hawk's grandpa would have been great friends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or blood like enemies.
They're natural rivals.
Yeah.
All those women.
Territorial battles.
They definitely slept with the same chick.
They are Eskimo brothers.
Oh, for sure.
More of the Power Trip Morning Show after this on The Fan.
The Power Hour goes live at 8 a.m. It's all thanks to Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed. Watch it at KFAN.com/watch.
Good morning. A little cold candy for you. Rock music. Speaking of rock music, there's a great little festival in Eau Claire, Wisconsin called Country Jam. They've decided they're going to go ahead and do a show called Summer Jam. June 20th and 21st. Here's some of the bands that are going to be there. The Black Crowes, Wang Chung, Collective Soul, Live, Gavin DeGraw, Leonard Skinner, Rick Springfield.
Ooh.
So I'm saying it's a rock and roll festival.
Awesome.
Love Gavin DeGraw.
I do too, man. Good stuff. There you go. A rock and roll festival. It's a great little campground and festival area out there, and they've only used it for Country Jam. It's a good place to go see a rock and roll concert, too.
Well, everybody have fun tonight. Everybody.
Great song.
Wang Chung tonight.
That's right.
Great song.
I bet Coach KOC did some Wang Chunging. I mean, how about a couple of days for that guy? If the numbers are right, he's got money for the next few generations of his family.
Generational wealth.
That's right. And then he goes ahead and gets that Coach of the Year nomination and gets the award.
No news on Kwesi yet, though, right?
I heard it's close last night.
Okay. Yeah, so did I.
Nobody told me anything.
We got a draft.
I got a name.
We can't afford to swing in this anymore. We could have $150 million in cap space. If you can't hit on draft picks, it's going to get eaten up quick.
Sauce, if Kwesi does not get re-signed here with the Minnesota Vikings, will you throw your hat in the ring?
No, but I think Ben Lieber should.
Would you leave this job to be GM of the Minnesota Vikings?
Well, yeah.
Why? You don't like working here?
I can do both.
No, you can't do both. You got to be full-time. That's the GM of the Vikes.
PA does that. Love you, Paul. I'm just kidding.
Lieber should do it, though.
That's real good right there. You guys want to hear something I just found out?
Yes.
I was loading in my news stuff, not news stuff. And loaded this in regards to the real ID.
Oh, yeah. I was just talking about that the other day.
The most kicked can curb down the road.
Not anymore.
They're serious this time.
They are. The Department of Public Safety is reminding Minnesotans that the real ID deadline is just over 3 months away. Driver Services Director Jody K. Peterson says you will need a real ID by May 7th.
To be able to enter federal facilities or even to board a domestic flight, you will need to be able to have that. So a little bit more extra than your regular standard driver's license or ID. No more extension. This is the deadline that we have been hearing, and we want to promote and communicate this deadline to Minnesotans so they can be ready, so they don't have any delays when they have to go to the airport or they have to go to a federal facility. Right now, we are 39% compliant for real ID, and that's a little bit over 600,000 folks have a real ID. That's a real ID, driver's license, or ID card.
May's going to be a mess.
Yes.
It doesn't take long to receive it either, but I guarantee the closer you get to the deadline, the more people doing it. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So
I've had it for a while.
What do you need to, when you apply, what do you need for a...
You can do online. You can submit a lot of your pre-documentation as well to kind of grease the skids. That's what I did.
Birth certificate or a passport, proof of your social security number, 2 proofs of your current residential address. And when I went to go do it, none of it can be on, like, you can't just show them, like, your social security number. It all has to be on paper. Maybe they've changed that. But, yeah.
You can go online, though, and you can pre-submit it. And then when you go in to actually do it, and it goes to the state, I received mine I don't think it took even 2 weeks. But I'm guessing, and I did it over a year ago.
So here's what it says. 1 document proving identity, date of birth, and legal U.S. presence. So a passport. Cool, got that. Mm-hmm. Beside it says no, in capital KNOW, know your social security number.
So you don't have to show it. You just have to know it.
Maybe they've changed that.
And then 2 documents proving current Minnesota residency, which would be your Minnesota driver's license that you have.
And a utility bill.
A credit card statement, a utility bill, or an income tax return.
All right, well, then that's not that bad. That's basically you need your passport, your driver's license, 1 bill, and you have to know your social security number.
Yes.
I would hope almost every adult that is going to apply can come up with those 4 things.
Right.
It's pretty simple.
If you're tech savvy, do the part of it online first.
Yeah. Right.
But if not, then get your ass into the DMV now.
Yeah. Go see Chuck at the DMV in Southdale.
Do I drop your name? Will it help?
Great dude.
Well, if I say, hey, Sauce told me to come see you, will that help?
Probably, yeah.
Or John and the crew at the Anoka County License Centers.
Go see Cinnamon and the girls down at the...
No.
Speaking of that.
And then after that, go get your real ID.
That's right.
Yeah.
Calm me down.
More of a fake ID.
Did you guys see the update on the old Shooter Showgirls burn down?
Oh,
no. I just was on their Facebook page like right now.
So a couple of days ago, we were talking about it, right? Shooter Showgirls, the strip club in Wisconsin. That was... burned, right?
Yeah.
Arsonist. Yeah. Was it Channel 11? I think I was watching Care 11 last night. Yeah, it must have been after Jeopardy.
Were they arrears in taxes?
The man who burned down Shooter Showgirls did it because it doesn't align with his beliefs.
Oh, that's...
So burnt it down because those ladies are going to hell.
Stretch marks.
I never read that part of the Bible that said... burn that sumbitch down. And last time I checked, too, those were also God's children.
Damn right.
Beautiful ones.
Yeah, man.
And sometimes you can see the scars from where God's children came out.
That's right, man.
Yep. Colton Jansen said he's, quote, not a fan of those clubs.
Oh, Colton.
He told deputies strip clubs are against his beliefs.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, man.
According to a criminal complaint, surveillance cameras captured a man in the venue attempting to break into the ATM, which, you know, if you don't like those clubs, why not steal some money first?
Yeah.
He tried to break into the ATM pull tab machine, the stuffed animal claw machine, which Why is that at a strip club?
The kids need something to do.
Yeah.
And then allegedly used a torch to start a fire. Deputies were able to identify a possible suspect using highway license plate readers.
Shocking. Man.
I wasn't there.
God, you got to be motivated.
He allegedly told deputies he's not a fan of those clubs and finds them, quote, disgusting.
I'm guessing this is right after he was told he had a right to remain silent.
And then you see a picture of him and you go, yep, that guy looks like he's not all there.
And he broke a window at the bottom of the building. Wow.
No, that is truly then a glass ceiling. The gals in the basement try to break through and work, or what's the deal here?
Said that he admitted he broke a window he just told them everything.
At the bottom.
Yeah.
It's not like
concrete at the bottom of my buildings.
And it's not like if a strip club in Minneapolis burns down, there are other opportunities. Out there, I'm guessing there's not another. What are you going to go do now? Be a CPA?
Yeah.
What's your next step?
You're telling me there's not a lot of job opportunities in Eau Claire or Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin? Is that what you're saying?
Not for this industry.
What about you go to the Dells?
Or Menominee?
Maybe
you could drive to the Dells or Toma. It's only like 2 hours from there. Get over there.
That sucks, man. A lot of people are out of jobs, and it doesn't look like they're going to rebuild. I could be wrong, but based on the...
Yeah, that sucks.
I mean, he tried to break into the ATM and the pull-tab machine. Does he really hate strip clubs, or was it just a botched heist?
It was a botched heist.
Never go
he's going with the Lord. The Lord will save him. Hallelujah.
Am I the only one that's a little surprised that Wisconsin has ATMs?
Yeah.
It's all on dial-up, though.
Yeah,
it's one of those that takes for 20 years.
You can only get 40 at a time.
Yeah.
Front Page Sports is next. Ryan Jeffers at 7:30. Marnie later. Mark Parrish later. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
Good morning. We're going to do some sports. Coach Hines was not happy. He said his team lacked testicles. I don't know if he said that. He wasn't happy, I know that.
Time now for Front Page Sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
Holiday Station Stores, for a limited time, you can buy 3 Pepsi brand 20-ounce products for just $5.50. 3 for $5.50 at Holiday. Mix and match any Pepsi flavors you want. Get to Holiday this morning. Thanks, Holiday.
Yeah, thank you.
Utah beat the Minnesota Wild 4-rip.
Utah, give me 2.
And that was with Kirill and Spurgeon both back. 4-rip against the Utah Hockey Club. And was it 2 days ago? I think Parrish was the first to tell us this, but then I was just reading a story about it this morning, Zachary Halverson.
It said Zachary Halverson.
Would be Sean Paul.
Yeah. That's a dynamite.
Dynamite
reference.
The Utah Yetis trademark, according to ESPN.com, has been rejected. So they're going to have to work around it or figure out a new name or just keep working at it, because Yeti or Yetis, singular or plural, is getting rejected for now.
You think they would have thought about that on the front end?
Well, you can't. I mean, they got to go through the paperwork and all the government stuff first.
But what he's saying is, you would think a trademark attorney would have said, we have almost no chance. The Yeti company is going to be a huge problem in getting through this. So who knows? The trademarks, it's always whoever's first has all of the leverage. So it's not like, well, the Utah Yetis are a much bigger deal. Or this, it's if you're first, you are king. So we'll see.
Website squatters, same deal.
Sure. So, Utah, though, 4-rip. I didn't see a second of it, Zachary. How did it go?
Michael Russo joined Barrero yesterday before the game and talked about basically that it's just crazy how this team has been so abysmal in home at times. And that was in a video interview at KFAN.com/watch before this camera got moved away from. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. It was move it back. Why did you move it, Dan? Anyway,
Hey, let's stop there for a second now. So what happened now?
Well, we did
I can see it's clearly, it's not pointed at me, so that would be the camera.
We did a really cool interview, a video interview with Russo and the cameras that we have now at the X and the cameras we have here. Like I said, it was a really cool thing. And then after the interview, the camera gets moved away, like as if I'm going to be sitting there and spying on whatever. It's just dumb. But yeah, it was a miserable night. It was a miserable night at the X.
So you're saying you think Barrero moved the camera away from him?
I know
because he was
did.
worried about somebody.
I don't know why for a fact, but I know that he moved it. And
dun, dun, dun.
Well, what about the camera over his shoulder?
Well, don't tell him about that, because if he touches that, I'm going to be taping that down though later or after the show today. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah, hold it down.
You don't think he's strong enough to remove tape? Is that what you're saying? That he's so weak?
No,
the tape cannot be removed by the hands of Dan Barrero?
I'm just going to tape it down real good.
Flex Seal.
Yeah.
My goodness. But yeah.
What's that guy's name? Billy Mays?
I think so.
R.I.P. We love him.
Billy Pilgrim.
Oh, you're talking about the Flex Seal guy.
Flex Seal.
That guy.
Right?
That guy is still
guy's
with us.
name? Flex Seal.
I don't know.
guy.
All I know is that stuff bangs.
His name is
Phil Swift.
Phil Swift.
Phil Swift is the inventor, CEO, and the public face of Flex Seal brand. He's the guy that basically puts a giant hole in a boat and then proves that Flex Seal can.
Yeah, basically rides
hold it.
around on screen doors with a boat motor covered in Flex Seal to show you it'll float.
In
Flex Seal.
alligator-infested waters.
Correct.
Yes,
correct.
Flex Seal could have fixed my Humvee. That stuff is awesome.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Free advertising for Phil Swift. Shout out to Phil.
Shout out, Phil.
Yeah, Phil.
Playboy.
Well, what great advertising that would be, Zachary. Such good tape, right? Flex Seal, that even Barrero can't move the camera.
Who?
Barrero!
Well, don't worry, man. It's not, it's not like he can just, maybe move it back, but when he leaves, I mean, if it's
Or when he's done being worried about getting
if you have your paranoid spied on, nightmares, then maybe at least as you leave, turn it back. So I don't have to come in here and do it, but whatever.
Because coming in there and moving that camera is a real bitch.
Still move it. Still move it.
Can we be filming when Barrero confronts you in the hallway today?
I don't care.
Yes.
I don't care.
This is the Zach I wish we could just harness. I want to see that battle. I just hope it's right outside Abbott's door and Abbott films every second of it. And then put that on social media. That's content.
Ripped a wild shot at me on the air yesterday too. About
So what was the wild shot?
He's
You remember a day when you'd have been honored if Dan Barrero knew your name?
I loved it. Well, actually, it took about 7 years of working here for him to remember it. But
jeez,
yeah, you got to earn it.
This is my favorite day. Yeah.
It's Friday. Cheer up.
Jeez. You're dumber. He's not as dumb as he looks, is what he said about me.
Oh.
That was really nice.
I mean, that's...
Yeah, I mean...
Worse things have been said about you.
Yeah, well...
Being picked on the air.
They know my last name, usually, so...
Wow. Jeez.
Anyway, Utah wins 4.
Make it 2.
Make it 2.
Give me 2.
Yeah.
They host Calgary tomorrow at 6 o'clock. That's Hockey Day, Minnesota.
Shakopee Valley Fair. Apparently, they're opening some rides. So
What?
that's cool.
It's going to be... What?
Yeah. There's like 5 or 6 rides they're doing. So they're
Available to the public.
First time in the 50-year history of Valley Fair that they are having rides in the wintertime.
Can you imagine how freaking cold Wild Thing would be?
That sounds terrible.
Tomorrow?
I don't think that's one of them.
What are the 5? Do we know?
I don't. I think there was like it's kind of the smaller rides, like the teacup things, whatever they're.
Oh, for God's sakes! Put a coaster in motion.
Oh yeah.
What happened to the
get the
antique
Cork
Power
going.
Tower.
Yeah, the antique cars. Who cares?
Open up the water park, bitches.
Yeah. What is that thing called?
That's a wiener.
What is that thing called? Don't tell me.
The Flaming Cobra.
No, that's on Thursdays.
Oh my
God.
Oh God! What?
Oh, Huckstad's not here.
The Knight's helmet.
Splash something.
The Vicious Venereal.
Yeah.
Yes.
The don't move that camera, Dan.
God. My kids went to it this summer. It doesn't matter.
Tommy's Waterfall.
Oh, gross.
The Squirter.
That's a terrible name.
What Kriesel's dad said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. Is that it?
Baseball Hall of Famer Ichiro Suzuki has invited the lone baseball writer who left him off the Hall of Fame ballot to, quote, get a drink together and to have a good chat. And the lone writer responded, I'll meet you at Allery's.
Wow.
It's so dumb, though, to make this big of a deal about it, for him to be like, let's go meet for a drink. Or did he?
It's classy, though. He could have just lit him up. But instead, he's like, let's just go get a drink. Let's
but
just
also,
chill.
in a way, that's sort of pretending to take the high road when you're still calling the person out. It's dumb.
This person wanted to be called out.
For sure.
They're doing it because they want the attention.
Yeah.
Baseball writers, man.
Some people want the attention, and some people turn the camera away.
How many voters are there? He's had enough.
No.
How many voters are there?
394, and 393 voted for Ichiro Suzuki. Lavelle Neal was the lone writer who did not. And now there's people that don't want Lavelle to vote anymore, and it's a whole thing. Wow. It's a mess.
Unbelievable.
The NBA is exploring a separate European league, there we go. Adam Silver thinks there is growth opportunity, and he thinks the Euro League has, quote, not kept pace with the growth of the game. So I guess, according to the internet, Europe took this as a threat. Like, whoa, you can't touch the Euro League. We've been doing this for 50, 60 years. But he's basically saying, you guys blew it over there, and we might come in and start our own league.
Somebody what that is over there.
You're welcome.
So this is interesting, though, because instead of just putting a team in London, he's saying we might have a full separate league that would be like I don't want to say the minors, but it's almost like the secondary league of the NBA. You're not good enough to play in the NBA? You go to Europe, you go to our European league, not just the Euro League. I don't know.
From everything I read, the NBA is in some trouble because all of this is predicated on the massive TV deals that ESPN tremendously overpaid for, and the ratings can't keep up because people cutting cords and other stuff. And so the thought is eventually it's going to go off the cliff, and the TV money is going to drop significantly because it's not really sustainable. And then NBA is going to have a big problem because all that revenue then is going to go down. And so this is probably more out of necessity than just forward looking. But we will see.
Maybe. Novak Djokovic, meat sausage. You see this? I mean, he's hurt, but still. After losing an 81-minute first set in a tiebreaker at the Aussie semifinals, meat sausage just walked right off the court. He's injured. He conceded after a muscle tear in his left leg, I think from the previous match. But either way, he's like, I can't do it. So the crowd booed him.
God. And then so is this like when you were swimming?
Yeah, correct.
Kind of. So he got booed walking off. And then
they scared him?
Yes. And then he flashed the double thumbs up. Like, okay, cool.
That's
great,
good.
Thank you.
Sarcastic
thumbs up.
There's my wife and my mother-in-law watch a lot of tennis, and
you were going to say pornography?
No.
Do you think they do?
I doubt it.
Either one?
The Hub?
No, I don't think they
define
either
lot,
one.
No, I don't think either of them.
A little bit.
I doubt it.
They don't dabble.
No, I doubt it.
Do they want to? Asking for a friend.
Not even over a glass of wine,
No. But Djokovic does this a lot, where he'll not quit.
Am I going to have to Djokovic?
If his opponent is getting into a rhythm, he takes an injury timeout a lot so he can slow down the rhythm, and a lot of people think it's Bush League. So that's why I think they're booing.
Well, the rhythm is going to get you.
Great song.
God, it is a crippler.
Oh, Lord, that's a great tune.
Backing up a tiny bit to go back to porn.
Thank you.
One of my former school teachers posted that he won in trivia his team won in trivia at a bar, right? Not all that dissimilar from Initials Live, which can be seen all around the Twin Cities.
God, I love you. InitialsGameLive.com.
And he screenshotted it, and then down below, and I doubt he noticed it, there was a team name, and they were in 5th place. Their team name was Help Me Step Brother, I'm Stuck on This Question.
Brilliant.
Which is the most
stuck on this question. That's genius.
Brilliant.
Oh, brilliant.
And I need to go back.
How can they be that clever and finish in 5th?
Oh, really?
Malum's
I love
team,
it.
yeah. So I need to go back and actually comment on it because I'm sure a bunch of his former students are like,
yeah, we're
great team name and not yours, but
that's so
because his was like overly clever. It was other teachers. No one cares.
No one cares.
Malum. No one cares about your team name.
Classic.
Help me, stepbrother.
All right, let's get Sauce into the conversation. Sauce, you like the NFL draft?
I do, yes.
I read this story yesterday. This basically happened Wednesday. Did you see the betting markets with Travis Hunter? Did you see this story?
Yes.
So for the rest of you and the listeners, on Wednesday, Travis Hunter of Colorado was 15-1 to go number one, right? Because they expect Cam Ward or maybe Shadur Sanders, but probably Cam Ward, who's the favorite, to go number one. Well, then the Titans president of football operations said that the team wouldn't, quote, pass up on a generational talent. That was the words that he used, generational talent. And everybody quickly said, well, Cam Ward seems solid. Sanders seems solid. The only generational talent is the guy who plays at an elite level 2 ways. That's the generational talent. So he went from 15-1 to close to even money, between even money and 2-1 as of last night. So he's essentially right next to Cam Ward as the favorite just because the Titans president of football operations said they would not pass up on a generational talent.
Wow. John just showed me something that he is currently now plus 110.
Yeah, even money.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, he is I think the thing we're going to run into is with Travis Hunter in this draft is there are enough teams that are going to probably balk at this quarterback class, right? And I think there's more value in taking a guy like Travis Hunter who can play both ways. And as you just said, and he just said, is a generational talent. This is not a good quarterback draft. And that's why I think we're going to see as we get closer to the draft and free agency, why Sam Darnold is going to sign somewhere for big money. So he's the best option out of all of them.
So if you had to take a quarterback, though, it's Shadur?
It's Cam. Cam Ward's a stud.
Okay.
I mean,
so
the thing with Shadur,
you believe in him, then you would take.
Yeah, I'd take Cam Ward.
Okay.
But I mean, Sanders has the flash. He's got all. I mean, the other thing, the hot rumor is that like that Dallas team, right? Like, so if they want his dad, there's this whole combination of that stuff. But yeah, I would take Cam Ward. But Travis Hunter will most likely be the number one overall pick.
So I misphrased it. What I meant is like, who's the safer of the two? Or
I think it's Cam Ward.
Cam is the safer, but Shadur. I'm doing a poor job of articulating this. Does Shadur have more upside in your opinion?
Well, I don't know because I've only seen him play. I've only seen him play a couple of times. Cam Ward, because Miami's always on like ABC. But I think the thing we're going to find out is given a month and a half. They'll both throw at the combine. They'll both go through pro days and all that.
You were all over Jaden Daniels, though.
Yeah,
you were all over him and said that is the guy you would take, and you were correct.
So we'll see. We got about a month and a half, but Cam Ward will be the first quarterback taken.
What really matters is next. This is the Power Trip Morning Show after this on the Fan.
Get ready to rock out with 9 Inch Nails coming to the XL Energy Center August 17th. Tickets on sale next Wednesday, but we have your chance to win right now. Head over to the phone line, 1-800-320-5326. Caller number 11 is going to go see 9 Inch Nails.
So yesterday we ran a contest on social media that you had to guess how many inch nails.
Yeah.
That the show was going to feature, and a lot of people got it right. They guessed 9.
Yeah.
So I don't know who won, but there were a lot of correct answers.
Man,
those are
people
long
know
nails.
their nails.
Man, good for those people.
I thought it was a trick question, but I guess the answer was 9. You know what I'm saying? Well done,
they
listeners.
got it right.
They got a lot of them got it right.
Wow.
9. It's time for What Really Matters, scores and stats around the world of sports and in between. Chris will change your life with something else.
That's what really matters.
If you're tuning in for Mr. Z, he basically told me nothing really is coming out this week, so we'll talk to him next week.
Yeah, he gave you the big old bird.
He sure did.
Plus, he's at the bar.
He's at Shooters.
Yeah, he's
rebuilding
crying.
it brick by brick.
and as he's crying.
The Wolves host the Nuggets tomorrow at 2 o'clock. The Wolves are 23-21. I know Denver played last night, but I didn't see if they won or not. I could look it up in a second. But so they played last night. They'll have tonight off, and then they take on the Wolves tomorrow. What really matters is this.
Ain't nobody got time for that. There's a trailer out for another Saturday Night Live documentary that airs this Monday.
Jeez.
On NBC. This one's called, Ladies and Gentlemen, 50 Years of SNL Music. Here's some of the promo.
SNL has served as a time capsule through the decades for America.
The first thing that blew my mind was Devo playing Satisfaction.
There was also a message from Lauren. This is not just like a musical guest. We're going to make this a really important part of the show.
Saturday Night Live was one of the first platforms that played hip-hop music.
We were the first rap group to ever be on national television.
Please welcome my friends from the Bronx, the Funky 4 plus one more.
That is the beginning of everything.
You invited Rage Against the Machine, the I Won't Do What You Tell Me band. That was their mistake.
It's really live. You could go rogue.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, there's no reason to do this song.
To me, it was the most iconic American television show of all time.
Pretty cool, man.
I was pretty convinced that was the voice of Tom Morello, and then there it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, that's interesting, because, again, they famously were told not to have an upside-down American flag, and shocking.
Guess what they did?
They did.
Don't
and then did not play a second song, correct?
That's right.
I believe that's the case, and then they were told they were done.
They were not invited back.
Not invited back, which is too bad because they're one of the best bands of all time. And man, that was peak Rage too, right? Right in the middle of the 90s.
Yeah.
I don't know what year that, but well, it must have been after Evil Empire. So that was 96 or 7. I think it came out in 96, but they must have been on SNL, I'm saying, in 96 or 97.
96, yes.
You talk about Rage Against the Machine.
Sure.
You got to see me try to start that damn snowblower.
Oh, no.
Just let it melt.
Oh, man.
What's the rush? You know?
I guess you're right there. Yep. I should just chill my ass right out.
Yeah, chill your ass right out.
Yeah, why not? The NFC Championship game is Sunday, 2 o'clock, Washington at the Eagles. According to DraftKings, the Eagles hovering around a 6-point favorite. Do you know the over-under on both games, 47.5?
Yeah.
Which game goes higher?
I got 48.5 on the Bills-Chiefs one right now.
I would go the over on the Bills-Chiefs.
Yeah, it was 51 they scored in the first. It was 30-21. But I feel like in the playoffs, I like under in that one.
Playoff?
What really matters, though, is this.
The under, you think?
I'll take the over, John. $50?
$50.
Yes.
You guys are talking Buffalo, KC?
Yes.
Yep. It's the
you got a little
they gotta grind it out a little bit, but yeah, gotta have some grease.
Yeah, grease is the best part.
An amateur historian's attempt to publish a history of the Ming Dynasty in 1660 was so poorly reviewed that 70 people involved were executed.
Oh my God.
My God.
God, I hope they don't read my book.
Did you use the word review?
Yeah.
So he reviewed the dynasty?
He published a history.
He published a history.
The reviews were so bad.
Okay, got it. So, so he wasn't executed until the reviews were so bad.
Right.
So if it had been like, man, this is pretty good writing. This is pretty accurate. It's, not the greatest light on this dynasty, but still.
Yeah, right.
But the reviews were so bad that they executed 70 people.
Yep.
So I assume bad reviewers and the guy who wrote it.
Yep.
Man, then if I could go ahead and apologize to the movie Gravity. I thought the dialogue was fantastic. Just in case anybody's listening. Zach, your hands up.
No foul.
I will go. I will not apologize. I will go out. Feel free to kill me. That cat movie was awful.
Cats?
Yeah.
The cat movie?
I will not.
Who did we make watch that?
Well, I mean, Lieber made me watch it. That was the original bit, and it was. I had to spend $20 to rent it on.
To rent it,
digital garbage.
Not that you would want to buy it. Maybe you did buy it, but in your head it's a rent because you're never going to watch it again.
That's a good point. I probably did just buy it, but
we'll give it a whirl.
I'm trying to think of how much money I would pay to guarantee to never see it again, even accidentally. Like the anti-Clockwork Orange. Like if somebody said, I'll give you $500 to never make me watch that again, I think I'd pay. It was that bad.
That bad.
Unbelievably bad.
Jeez.
Not even Hawk liked it?
I don't think he ever saw it, but I don't.
I didn't want to take the chance that I wouldn't like it.
I truly do not think you would like it, and I know you like almost everything. I literally think you'd say, yep, that is a terrible, terrible film. It's that bad. Gopher men's basketball hosting number 15 Oregon tomorrow at 3 o'clock. The Gophers have won their last two, but Oregon is 16-3.
Oh, Carl's downstairs. I forgot. He sent me a text 20 minutes ago.
Carl,
the
I'm sorry,
guy that won the
jackpot
cash.
guy. Jackpot, Carl. What if the jackpot goes off today because of his good vibes? What really matters is this.
Charles Darwin invented the office chair. He put wheels on the bottom of his chair so he could roll back and forth between specimens he was studying.
Really?
So he literally evolved the office chair.
Oh, good one, Cor. That was very good. Yeah, that's
See what you did there.
Saw that dude's great, right? He's at Westminster Abbey in London.
Isn't that weird?
Charles Darwin.
He's
there.
not,
I didn't see him in there.
Yeah, he is. He's not one of the only ones that were completely unaffiliated with religion that is buried there.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It was so
Interesting
weird
choice.
just walking on all these
Gravestones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
What a beautiful spot.
It is. How about the one guy who's buried feet down?
What?
Yeah, there's a guy that they had to bury like that because I believe they ran out of space or something like that, but he's buried standing up because there wasn't enough space for him.
Yeah, it's like a Tetris situation.
Like
They're
this
just
big.
trying to fit him in there.
Yeah.
That's a
huge
Yeah, right.
Yeah, anyway, R.I.P. to George Murray.
They were going to do the same thing for sauce, but it'd be the exact same length.
Yeah. Yeah. And it would cause earthquakes.
What would cause earthquakes?
My head buried in the ground, feet first. Westminster Abbey.
Those were a lot of keywords.
That's what I do.
Wild news presented by Catalyst Supply and CatalystSupplyCo.com. Thanks, Catalyst. Boost your build if you're a Twin Cities contractor with Catalyst. The Wild lost to Utah 4-rip. That's 4-rip.
Utah, give me 2.
Utah.
Even though Kirill Kaprizov and Jared Spurgeon both were back. Kirill missed, almost a month, give or take. Spurgeon, I think, missed 8 or 9 games. 4-rip.
The catalyst of the game is Livia Winsels.
Brilliant. Yeah.
I don't have the...
Sauce, you do one.
Me?
Yeah, the catalyst of the game is who?
Catalyst of the game is Arthur's Pizza.
You don't get this bit.
Well, he said.
I know, but why wouldn't you say... Now nobody knows the pizza company, though, that you're promoting.
It's 7th Avenue Arthur's Jewelers.
More of what really matters after this on The Fan.
Hey, you can join me next Wednesday at Casper's in Egan for a Wild Watch Party. Get there at 6 o'clock to watch your Wild in action and to sign up for your chance to qualify for first-round playoff tickets next year and other Wild prizes. Get the full details now at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
Good job. Thanks. Patrick Moser, here we are. Johnny Kriesel over there.
Yes.
John, you heading out anytime soon? Going anywhere fun?
Coronado next month.
Look at you.
Going to do some golf. Yeah.
So bad at all.
Lovely.
Had to adjust because I have a speaking engagement in Florida the night before, so I got to meet the family in Coronado.
Yeah.
It's a long-ass flight.
It is, yeah, because I will have to go connect in Atlanta on the way back, and then Atlanta to San Diego. But no complaints.
No, and San Diego is A+.
It sure is.
More of what really matters. I do scores. Chris does something else. His part's the interesting part. Yannick Sinner is in the Aussie finals after beating American Ben Shelton in 3 sets. So, it's a pretty good run for that kid. I'd never even heard of him. 22-year-old American.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. He could be the next big thing. He's getting there.
Looked like it, but 7'6", 6'2", 6'2", only if she's 5'3", and Yannick Sinner moving on.
What's that from, by the way?
Only if she's 5'3"?
Yeah.
Baby Got Back.
Yeah, it's Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back.
Well, that's why you make that noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Got it.
Yep.
I always wonder.
Just a crippler.
Oh, great.
One of the all-timers. We need more songs about men's physical interests in women.
Mm-hmm.
That's what every song's about, Corey.
I mean, yeah.
Take me down. You got a lovely face.
You ever heard Losing My Religion?
What is that about?
Big set of jugs.
He saw him and he couldn't believe it.
Yep.
Hurt, 9 Inch Nails.
And then, actually, Losing My Religion is about a gentleman who finds a lady that he'd like to lay with. They go back to his hotel room. So actually, it's a motel. And she takes off her top and then removes her bra. And they were fake. Fakies. Not like real fun
bolt-ons.
Yeah.
These were... She had stuffed her bra. And he lost his religion. He stopped believing in God that day.
Oh.
Same with that wonderful
Well, tell him the
tune
Tommy story.
from Eazy-E.
Yeah.
Called Gimme That Nut.
Yeah, great.
That's right.
Yeah.
Got it. Yes. Yes.
Heard what he said.
Sauce, what's another song that's about men's desires?
Men's desires?
You know, physically, when it comes
Please
to
don't say
the lady
song.
folk.
That's not funny at all.
Well,
Thong song.
there is that. No, I won't say the Clapton song. Okay, it's when I say that. What was the question?
You know what the question is.
What is the song that men find to desire women?
Wow, that was...
Almost right.
The theme of designing women.
Boy, you aren't interested in being funny.
Oh. That's the meanest thing you could say.
Well, to defend him, he seems like he's on to something.
Yeah, right? No, I mean...
Have you lost interest in comedy?
No.
Is this one of those turning over a new leaf and you want to be taken seriously and be serious? Well, then would you get back to the jokes?
Please.
Okay, what was the question?
Never mind.
Think of the nastiest song about dudes wanting gals.
Or the opposite.
Yeah.
That's the funny part. Give me a song.
No hands, walk a
Just
flock
say
of flame.
Tears in Heaven.
Tears in Heaven.
Okay, that's hilarious.
Amazing
Why didn't you say that
Grace.
the first time?
Well,
I didn't
What
want
really
to offend my
matters,
hogsteady.
he'd rather have you make us laugh and be offended. What really matters is this.
In the 1850s... In the 1850s in California, 90% of the population was male. So that's when the prostitutes came into play. The Old West has a huge history of prostitution. Let me give you a couple of facts. The first one I'll give. It is true that from 1851 to 1887, a gentleman by the name of Doc Holliday was alive. It is true as well that he was married to a madam who lived for 90 years.
Holy smokes.
Her name? Big Nose Kate. That's
How
who
do
she
you
was.
spell that?
B-I-G? I'm looking at a picture of her right now. Not a big nose.
Oh.
Oh.
Why did she get the nickname then? That's terrible.
I know.
I'm sure she loved it. The nickname.
I bet she didn't. Maybe it was I can't think of a reason they called her that.
Right, if she did have a big nose.
Would you like a nickname
How old was
that
he
was
when he died?
inaccurate?
I'll go back to
Did
that
he
page.
actually have tuberculosis?
He was 51 to 87, so that's what, 36? I'll know. Let me look here.
Because in Tombstone, I believe it was.
I believe he did have that, but let me look.
Which is tough because it brings me back to Arthur.
Oh, darn it.
God bless him.
R.I.P.
And
Arthur.
also with you. Yeah, it legitimately upsets John. Terrible moment in our lives when we lost Arthur.
If you cried over Arthur Morgan, Again, I just cannot believe the tears that would be shed when Trevor Phillips goes in Grand Theft Auto 5.
I know. I need to.
You killed him?
Because what you were talking about, I think it was yesterday.
I played all of the endings.
The video about the guy baiting them and he was on a motorcycle.
Good,
I broke my pelvis laughing.
Yeah.
He did have tuberculosis, by the way.
Did he really?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
I've sent Corey about 50 of them.
That's such a great movie.
I can't stop watching them.
Yeah.
Tombstone
rips. Yeah. A+.
Do you guys like Unforgiven? You watch it.
Oh my God.
Never saw it.
Unforgiven. Do you like it better?
One of the best movies of all time.
I watched 10 minutes of it and turned it off.
You sure killed the hell out of that guy today.
Yes, that's such a great movie.
Oh my God. I ain't never killed nobody before. You sure killed the hell out of that guy today. And when he's like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to start killing again. He takes the bottle and starts drinking.
When he starts drinking the whiskey, it's
over.
On.
It's like, everybody's about to die.
Yeah.
God, it's great. It's a great film. Corey, watch that movie.
Which one, if I can only watch one of the two?
Do you want to watch? Do you want to watch?
I think Unforgiven's deeper.
It definitely is. It's like, do you want to see Die Hard or No Country for Old Men?
I love both of them.
That's what I mean.
Does one of the two feature more poker than the other? Is that the one with Doc Holliday?
Tombstone, I would say does.
Tombstone by a mile.
Tombstone?
Tombstone's A+.
It is.
I do like a good poker movie.
You'd like it. I used to not like Westerns. I freaking love Westerns.
Dude, I even love listening to books, audiobooks.
I need to read some books about Deadwood, because Deadwood absolutely slaps. And we're on season 2 of Deadwood, the show.
Which is okay. People loved it more than I did, to be honest with you.
It's funny.
Yeah, it can be, sure.
And season 2 so far is better.
Some of them kind of drag.
Yes.
They kind of do. Yeah.
But if I have to watch other Westerns, what are some other? Tweet at me.
There's a movie where the real hot actress lady is a...
Narrow it down a little.
She spreads them in that one movie.
Margot Robbie.
No.
Sharon Stone.
Thank you.
Oh.
She's a gunslinger.
The Quick and the Dead?
Bam, look at this guy.
You are good.
That's a good one.
I haven't seen it, but I remember that.
There's a movie called that?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's at basic training, they tell us.
The Quick and the Dead?
There's 2 types of people, the quick and the dead.
No kidding.
What are you? The quick. What are they? The dead.
I love it.
Yeah.
By the way,
so is it old? Well,
it's 90s, I think.
Yeah, no, it's right after.
90s, maybe?
Yeah, right after that.
I'll add that to the list.
The Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
What do you think about what I just did?
That's the show.
Chris, you said that one lady who spread them.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, Margot Robbie? And you go, no, the other one. I go, Sharon Stone?
Yeah.
Like, what? Like,
that had happened without me even realizing that happened.
I got to those 2 names so fast. But I'm saying society has those 2 probably at the top of the list.
Sure.
Those were the 2 most obvious answers, right? Am I forgetting somebody that is even remotely in the conversation for pop culture knowledge, like that are in the zeitgeist of spreading?
Not that I can think of, no.
I think it's those 2.
The other title Westerns I have on my list to watch are 3:10 to Yuma.
Good one.
Yeah.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
What's the really long title one?
To Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
Once upon
you're talking about the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. I would watch that one immediately.
Okay.
That one's fantastic.
The
assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford.
Boggs?
Fantastic film.
Have you seen The Outlaw Josie Wales?
Of course, yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's Clint Eastwood, man.
That's 91% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I believe that's the one that famous whistling thing.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Take your word for it.
And then the True Grit 2010 remake.
Fantastic.
Really?
That's a real good.
Fantastic.
And that's the big breakout debut for Haley Steinfeld, who just got engaged to Bills quarterback Josh Allen.
Starving's a hot cut.
Dude, how about
That's a horny song.
Don't do this.
How about the really violent Tarantino Western where that one, oh man.
The Hateful Eight.
The Hateful Eight?
Haven't seen that either.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You want to see some gruesome death.
That's what I've heard.
I still have Jaws, Dunkirk, Patton, Oppenheimer.
You haven't seen
Jaws.
Dirty Dancing, I haven't seen. So I actually, when I say I'll put it on the list, I have a list. No, I haven't.
That seems almost...
Gone with the Wind is going to take a whole weekend to watch.
What's your time?
But that's what I heard.
Brilliant.
Not to do the same bit we did 24 hours ago, but Jaws, man, should be at the top of your list.
What's the one you just said, though? What's the one?
Assassination?
The Assassination?
No. The one you just...
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight is damn violent.
Good.
A lot of these movies we've just rifled off are fantastic, but
Perfect.
None of them should be watched before Jaws.
They're officially on my list.
What's the other one where Jamie Foxx is the slave?
Django Unchained.
That
Also insanely
Great
good.
film.
I will add that.
I didn't know I loved so many westerns.
And
But I don't know the name of any of them.
Is it DJ Angio?
Yeah. DJ Angio.
And Django was his name. Oh.
All right, added to my list.
There you go.
Now it keeps trying to say unchanged. No,
Ain't nothing feels the same.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome, welcome. It's your turn, Core.
And Jaws.
Watch one of those two, though. Flip a coin, Tombstone, or
What's the most I've
Unforgiven.
ever lost in a coin toss?
I would say Tombstone. You would probably.
Yeah,
it's
Tombstone's excellent, dude.
But Unforgiven's one of the great films
So
of all
good.
time. What's the big from dude from Hoosiers?
Gene Hackman.
He's so good.
Yes, so good.
He's so good. I know. I need him with me all the time.
He's never seen that either.
What I like in these westerns, it seems like there will be someone in Deadwood does a good job of this, where there's bad guys you kind of like, but you still like if something bad happens to you, you're not like you don't feel bad about it. Like it's weird. It has you on a very moral edge.
Well, there's no good guy in Unforgiven.
Yeah, the anti-hero,
Yeah,
right? It's one of the
correct.
most
You're
dynamic character
Because of
options
his
there
past.
is.
Yeah,
Right.
Because of his past. But then you see that he turned and he still devotes his whole life to his wife.
He did his best, man.
And those kids.
And the kids.
And you're like, hey, I'll be back in a couple weeks.
What?
Like leaving Chloe.
I know.
For a couple weeks. Hey, I'll be back.
Yeah.
I
You
gotta
got
go
an
kill some
8-year-old
people.
and a 6-year-old. Hey, you watch your sister.
Make sure to keep the hogs separated because a couple of them are sick.
Think of
Great film.
and especially Tony Soprano and on, right? All of the great.
What? Is that like QAnon?
Whoa.
Just as accurate.
We have another new name.
Wait, that's going to top the Zeitgeist of Spreading?
No, probably not. But
In the last 25 years, all the great TV characters are anti-heroes.
Walter White.
Walter White, Don Draper, Tony Soprano.
I still need to watch
Philip
that.
Jack.
Yeah.
So good. Philip and Elizabeth Jennings,
Yeah.
Marty Bird. They're all terrible
Animal from the
people.
Muppet Babies.
Same thing. He's a cokehead.
Yeah.
They're
Wow.
all terrible human beings,
Probably
but you still find a way to slightly cheer for them, even though they suck.
Buddy's got a little terrible in them,
Yeah,
right?
but not like Walter White.
Right.
Yeah, in that situation.
We're supposed to like him because he kind of cares about his kid?
You watch it because he
kind of?
No, you're not
Kinda.
supposed to like him.
Really
You're supposed
close to his brother.
You're supposed to identify with him. And if you were in that position, would you have done the same thing? And I think a lot of people would have maybe fallen into that same trap.
It's a trap.
I've never
You're a psycho.
thought of being in a position where I have to start a drug empire, though.
Yeah.
I think I
know.
would if I thought I'd get away with it.
Working on starting a liquor
yeah.
empire, but not a drug empire.
Yeah.
Again, it's not, not saying that he's a good guy. And it's just saying that.
There's a gray area.
But
He's
it
he's a
does
sweetheart.
make you, at first, kind of understand. And then they hook you, and then they drag you along with.
Correct.
If you don't believe in the hereafter, then basically, how do you define what is a good guy and what is not a bad guy?
True.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe in the hereafter, does it matter?
Correct.
Whether you're a good guy or a bad guy.
There are no consequences at the end of the day, whether you're good or bad, as long as you live a life that you feel was worth living. Does it really matter?
Right. And that's where you have to have values or no values at all.
And then you see at the end, at the turning point of Red Dead, do you see a wolf or do you see a male deer?
Exactly.
A buck. Because I have one friend that was a buck. And he is a police officer, so it works out.
I was a buck, too.
I was a buck as well.
Really?
I was.
Oh, I was a wolf.
Mine was a good guy. Bucks for life.
Yeah, I think I was.
Because if someone's talking S as I went by, gotta go.
Yeah.
No, I had a moral compass in that game, and I don't know why.
I got lost all the time. I couldn't find mine.
You were always in Valentine.
Yeah.
And I know he's listening. I know he's listening because Parrish is on his way. But nothing made me laugh harder than the day that Parrish realized he could fast travel.
Yes, the
And
best.
how many hours he spent
my
riding
God,
that
man.
horse across the entire map when the rest of us were fast traveling.
It's beautiful.
It is. The first handful of times you'd make those treks, you're like, man, this is awesome. I want to see the lay of the land. Once you've ridden the horse to that town and this town and this town, it's like, That's a 20-minute horse ride.
And it avoids me from getting pulled into a shootout with random people just because someone was talking crap.
Santa Anita Valentine.
Yeah. But what about the very light music?
Yeah.
That plays in the background.
Man, I should.
It's fantastic. I'm not saying, and obviously, just randomly exploring is 95% of the reason why I love that game. So getting on the horse and just seeing what is out there is half the fun. But when you're in the middle of a mission and you have to go to a city that's a bazillion miles away, you don't have to ride the horse all the way over there.
Yeah.
Parrish was like, what can I do? So many hours wasted.
Yeah.
So
God,
many
I love that
hours
game.
wasted riding a digital horse.
Yep.
The news is next. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.